the motherfucking intro. I'm just trying to get that money like 1 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0. I'm here with Gino.
Hey, danger, coming with them bangers. Tell me where my paper. Still on the same mission, trying to live major. Don't hate me, hate the game. I'm a player. Feeling like Pac. Represent. On my block. Try to knock me down, but I come up on top. Yeah, they wanna see me flop. Got a plot, want a lot. I won't stop on my pops. Got so many flows, it's insane. They don't really understand the game. Got a plan and it's plain, I ain't playing. I'm just trying to gain. I wanna get that big bag, need that big Rex. Blow up Tic Tac with a blue cheese at. I don't give a fuck about your feedback. Eat that, get back, sit back, watch me spit that kickback. Got so many flows, yeah, they think that I'm insane. Ghetto kids in a lot of pain, all about the bills, ain't shit changed. Danger, coming with them bangers. Tell me where my paper. Still on the same mission, trying to live major. Don't hate me, hate the game, I'm a player. If you a hater, I don't hate you. I'm just really happy that I ain't you. I just wanna thank you. You kept me motivated, so now I motivate you. There's a lot of cake, money on my mind like a banker. Coming through with them bangers, ain't no room for mistakes. Lot of stake, hustle till we get a lot of rooms, lot of stakes. Good kid, but I keep it gangsta. All gas, no brakes. Got cash for the case. More cash in the case. More cash in the safe. More cash on the way. Hustling all day. Ay. Danger, coming with them bangers. Tell me where my paper. Still on the same mission.
Red is on the beat.
Que lo que. Just two Dominicans going at it on a Saturday night. Bronx to nothing. It is me, Mario, and it is Kevin. Oh
shit. Kev.
That's not Kevin.
Hold on, Kev. Kev, your show. What happened to Kev? All right. Hey,
I don't know. Kevin.
That's all right, though. I'll hop on. It's all right with me.
It's all right. You know, Yankees been, I guess, just doing Yankee things. They get the win today over the Boston Red Sox. But Pete, how you doing? I know you did Game Season live earlier. Had a little bit of the post-game show. How was that?
Yeah, it's good, man. Same old. You know what we do over here at the U, baby. We're always ready to rock and roll.
The U one-on-one.
Ben Rice just made our day a whole lot better today because it could have been if we lost again today, we needed today's game.
Yeah, what was it? It was 4.5 to start the day, 5.5, before last night's game.
Yep.
But, I mean, what Ben Rice has done for this New York Yankee team, 3-homer game, and I know a lot of Red Sox fans, I don't know if it was the same in the chat, a lot of people were saying, it's not off our best guy, but for this kid to just come in pretty much out of nowhere, not a lot of people knew about him last year. We spoke about that a lot during the offseason, but he just continued to kill it in AA, at AAA, and he got his opportunity, and the kid is just running with it. We'll talk about what that means for Anthony Rizzo, it means for the Yankees at the trade deadline, because that's a whole nother conversation. Yep. But what he's doing for the Yankees is special.
Huge, man. He, this offseason, there was that whole, if you remember, there was that whole stuff back and forth with Teacher Man that he was working with Spencer Jones, and he was like, no, that's not the guy. The guy was Ben Rice that he was working with, and that's something that Dane found out pretty early, too. And, shout out to Los, shout out to Dane. These guys were on it for a minute with Ben Rice. Last year, the guy came out of nowhere in AA and was just tearing the cover off of the ball, and people are looking at his numbers going, these are video game numbers. There's no way that this just happens. And then he does it again this year. And now he's doing it at the biggest level. And, even when Ben Rice wasn't hitting doubles and homers, and it was kind of just singles getting out the gate. His at-bats always looked really good. He was always 3-2 counts, never looked overmatched. I think he's here to stay, man. I definitely do. I think he's here to stay.
And you talk about, 3-2 counts, and we've been trying to figure out, towards the beginning of the season, there was a big argument about who are the Yankees going to lead off. Opening day was Gleyber Torres.
Yep.
We know the season that he's had for the Yankees. Then it was Anthony Volpe for a long time. He had a 20-something game on base streak. The kid was absolutely
great.
Yeah, he looked really good from the leadoff spot, and we thought, okay, this is gonna be easy. You could just plug in Volpe, Soto, Judge, and it's gonna be like that, for hopefully, a long time. But now we're looking at it, and we asked the Yankees, you asked the Yankees, you asked the Yankees, listen, we need something. You got to shake something up at this point.
Yeah.
We're struggling. What was it? 15 out of 20 lost.
Yep.
It's July. The Orioles took the lead over us, so we can't say, hey, look at the standings. We can't say that anymore. We're at the point where, look, it's 2.5 games. I think Baltimore is losing right now. So would it be
it should be two, I think, right? Yeah,
two. Because Baltimore got blown out today by Oakland. But we needed a switch up. We needed something. We needed a spark. Because the whole, we're dogs. Baseball's a long season. That's not gonna last for a long time.
That's right.
You can only have momentum for such a long time.
Yep.
And we're a passionate fan base. We always want to see the Yankees win. But what we need at some points when things are going bad, we need to switch up. We needed something. And seeing Ben Rice finally get that opportunity to lead off was something that the Yankees desperately needed. I mean, the kid is always having a 3-2 count, like you said, and he doesn't change his approach. I could tell, off rip. Him leading off, he's still the same guy, and I think that's huge for the Yankees.
It's huge, man. The moment is not too big for him, and you could really tell this very, very quickly when it comes to a lot of young players. They come up and you go, man, there's things I like, but there's some things there where I'm just like, I don't know. And you mentioned this a while ago, and you're spot on it. He also looks really good at first base. So it doesn't look like a guy where it's like, could he learn this position? I think Ben Rice is a guy that's going to keep getting better defensively at first base. The more he gets there, the more reps he gets, I think he's going to keep on getting better. And guys, real quick, we got 110 plus, and they hit that like button for us. Smacky the likey, hitty, the sub.
Tommy likey. Tommy want wingy.
Oh, man. But no, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, I'm excited about the future of Ben Rice, man. This is what the Yankees need. And, this is what every other team in baseball is doing. And this is why we get frustrated as a fan base, is because let me ask you this. How stupid does the J.D. Davis on it look now?
Dude, it looks insane, the whole J.D. Davis platoon. And I thought the numbers were so bad. Like this kid, Ben Rice against lefties. I'm looking and I'm like, I don't know what the numbers are exactly, if somebody could put them up or you could pull them up, whatever the case may be. But my eyes tell me, and I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way, him against lefties, the kid's not overmatched whatsoever. Right. The Yankees made it seem like, oh, he's going to come up. We need J.D. Davis. And dude, Davis, I think it was the first 2 games against the Mets. He was looking at strike 3 the whole time. This is the guy that got DFA'd by the Oakland Athletics.
Bro.
And he's hitting 4th in our lineup.
And the Yankees are taking him and putting him over one of their homegrown players that have a chance to be really, really good. I mean, really bursted on the scene. Hey, yo, but you know what I'm saying.
Pause.
My guy, another shout out to Los, and I mentioned this on the post game, but I'll mention it here again on Bronx and Nothing. Ben Rice is 25 years old. He's going to be very, very important for the Yankees because think about this now. By the time he's a free agent, and this is getting kind of really deep out there, but let's say that this guy becomes an above-average major leaguer, and he's there for the Yankees.
And that's what we need, by the way, just to be above average, not a superstar.
And cost-effective. He's going to be very cost-effective. So when you do bring Soto back, you got a guy that's also very cost-effective on that team. You got Yorbit Vivas, who is starting to really kill the ball in AAA. You got Augustine Ramirez, who homered again today, as Mario told us. I think he got 2 hits today, another homer. He's starting to kill the ball in AAA, which you knew was coming because if you do it in AA, these young guys, they'll do it in AAA. Don't worry 100%. About that. But you got him. You got TJ Rumfield still having a very good year. Caleb Durbin, who Kev always talks about, is on his way back at some point. Jason Dominguez, don't forget about him. Now you got Wells in the lineup tearing the cover off the ball, looking great. You got Rice. Now we could, at some point, throw in Jason Dominguez again. And now you're like, all right, now we really got an exciting lineup. And that's what the Yankees need. Forget all this old guys running in mud, DJ LeMahieu's and all this mess.
The clearance rack shopping.
Exactly.
Like we mentioned, guys like JD Davis getting these relievers that have been DFA'd by 8 teams and then just throwing them out there. But I want to go back real quick and then we'll talk a little bit about the youth a little more. You know, I don't want it to be we're gonna slam on Anthony Rizzo too much because I feel like that's how it's been. You know, on Yankees Twitter, on social media, people saying Rizzo's done. I understand. You know, we're excited with Ben Rice, but let's give Ben Rice credit at the same time because defensively, I feel like the whole thing with Rizzo, he struggled. I don't know if it had to do with what happened last year, if the guy's just never gonna be the same again. Right. But the Yankees haven't really missed Rizzo's defense at first base. Ben Rice has been very sound at first base. And, not that we know of right now, but let's see if the Yankees maybe have plans of him catching in the future. I know that, Wells is looking a ton better behind the plate, but we know Trevino, especially with the run game today, I mean, that could have, cost the Yankees a lot, but, the Yankees ended up blowing the Red Sox out of the water in this game. But what about a game like tomorrow night? Like, maybe the Yankees, give Ben Rice a shot behind the plate, sometime in the near future.
It'll be interesting to see what they do there because, again, I mean, the Yankees have so many, Augustine Ramirez is a catcher, and, you got TJ Rumfield also very, very good at first base defensively and is hitting well in AAA. But the one thing I think that we understood when they called up Ben Rice is that all of the Yankees, quote unquote, best minds believe that Ben Rice could hit at this level superior to what TJ Rumfield could do. Or it's going to be a much easier transition because, look, let's be honest. If it was between the two and they really felt both of these guys are kind of on the same level as a hitter, I think Rumfield will be up. He's 6'5". He's a much bigger target at first base, far better defensively at this stage of their career. I think that would have been the go-to. I think the Yankees really recognized that offensively, this is the guy to call up. And he showed it. But the other thing, too, how good is that swing at Yankee Stadium? You were there today. You saw all 3 homers. How good is that swing at Yankee Stadium?
The swing is just so simple, calm. He doesn't really get long with it. It's just the barrel just stays through the zone. And Johnny Lasagna, our guy, tweeted about it. First thing he said is like, dude, this guy's swing is made for Yankee Stadium. And we've been saying it since, I think, June before, everything happened with Rizzo. We're like, dude, this guy's killing it. Rizzo's really struggling at first base. Obviously, we don't wish for injuries, but the guy's swing is just perfect. It's made for Yankee Stadium, and we just gotta hope that he go ahead. We just gotta hope that he continues to
I'm
kill
gonna
it.
throw something on the screen that I posted. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I want to post it because this is from Teacher Man directly.
Okay.
And let me tell you something. He's Aaron Judge. It's the same swing. There's no difference. Now,
I saw he tweeted it out today. Did you tweet it out today?
I'm not saying he's gonna be Aaron Judge.
No, but
what I'm saying is it's exactly the same. So take a look at this, guys. Let me see. I think it's playing now. Here it is, right here. So look at this. Look at this. There's no difference. Look at that.
So simple.
It's exactly the same, and it tells you that he has been working with the same guy. There's the same movement through the zone. You could see the angle. If you pause it, you could draw lines, and it's exactly the same.
So similar.
Very similar. And for a guy like Ben Rice, at Yankee Stadium, he's really the perfect guy, and he's athletic enough to get better at first base. It could very well be the long-term option. I know you were saying catcher. Wells has looked so damn good over his last 15. Augustine Ramirez is coming on, kind of pushing his way to get some reps and get a chance eventually. He probably gets the rest of the year in the minor leagues, I would think, unless, God forbid, Stanton is maybe out for the year or something like that, and then maybe they will give him a chance at DH.
Yeah.
But
honestly, I would rather
Rice is first.
I would rather Augustine Ramirez getting at bats over JD Davis at this point. Of course.
It just makes sense. And he's on a 40-man, so it's more the Yankees. That's more the Yankees bullshit. It really is. And there's no other way of putting this because we know what the Orioles would do We know what the Dodgers would do. We know what the Braves would do. Every team out there is going to their youth instead of a scrap heap. It just doesn't make sense. But the Yankees continue to just step on their own feet. It's what they do.
But we just got to be excited that Ben Rice is finding a way. And what he started off hitting in the 7-hole, 6-hole,
Yeah.
and now he's hitting leadoff. And I kind of want to talk about just the youth a little more.
Yep.
Because this topic I feel like isn't talked about enough. When it comes to the Yankees, we understand that we want to always get the top guys. But I spoke to Kevin about this a lot, and you and I believe, spoke about this, off Bronx or nothing. But you kind of need to hit on some of that youth. Your whole team can't just be 9 guys free agency and the starting pitching free agency. You have to hit on the youth with some of these guys, and that's why it's so important for hopefully these guys start panning out. Guys like Wells, like you said, he's looking like he's starting to find it. He looks pretty good behind the plate, although Friday's game was a little bit sloppy from him beyond the plate. But Wells looks like
with him.
He's young, so that's gonna happen with him. But the bat's looking a ton better. Ben Rice, like if the Yankees don't have to go out and trade for a first baseman, that makes the front office's job a ton easier. Then they're like, okay, we're gonna focus on getting, either a third baseman or second baseman, whatever the case may be. I would prefer them go out and get a third baseman.
Me too.
And then look at relief pitching. But
Me too.
You need to hit on your youth is my biggest point. And hopefully, Volpe had a double today. His bats looked a little bit better, some of them, but I think he's trying to find it a little bit still. He's still struggling a little bit.
Yeah, his last 30 games have been kind of scary, to be honest. I think his slugging in his last 30 games, I think is still under 300. Like it's horrible. I mean, I'll look it up and double check again and get to him. But looking at Austin Wells first, last 15 games, 265 average, 390 on base percentage, and a 500 slugging. And the only difference is he's just getting more consistent playing time. And it's something that we've been saying here for a while, is to get him back in that lineup. So yeah, I was like, Volpe's numbers aren't that bad in my head. I was like, oh wait, let me double check and see. So this is really, really bad. So
I mean, this is a month. This is a month of baseball.
136 at bats. He's hitting 199, a 221 on base percentage. His slugging is 272. 272. That is wild. Wild for a guy with that speed and a bit of the power we saw last year.
And my thing is, I think you remember it was on Nights at the Round Table. We were talking a little bit about Anthony Volpe. We're like, listen, this guy most likely at some point just knowing the Yankees. And if he's killing it too, like we said, when he got the leadoff role, he earned it. The kid was killing it. Gleyber Torres was horrible, so he earned the leadoff role. But when it comes to Anthony Volpe, we wanted this kid to get on base more. The homers weren't a necessity. Obviously, they're always nice to hit the long ball. We wanted this kid to not start, hitting ground balls. I feel like every at bats now is 1, 2, 3 for him. I mean, look at those numbers.
It's horrible.
Like the slugging is worrisome. The on base, the average, any numbers you look at for this kid in this past month makes you worry a lot. And I don't want to make it seem like he's been horrible all year, but you can't look past these numbers and say, all is well, kumbaya. You can't say that right now with Anthony Volpe. We know the glove is still going to be there. Won a Gold Glove last year, but it just feels like, I don't know how the chat feels or how you feel about it, Pete, but when it comes to a Volpe, like, feels like he's hitting a ton more ground balls, like just ground balls to short, a ton more, double plays, kind of like LeMahieu. We'll talk about LeMahieu in a bit.
Yep.
And he's just striking out. Like, bats are so quick. He's not working the count, and that's why they had to put Ben Rice as a leadoff guy, because we need a guy up there who's going to work the count, see a lot of pitches, and maybe tire the guy out for when we got our big guys, Soto and Judge, coming up.
We talk about this a lot on here because there's always high expectations set when it comes to Yankee players. We have people in the chat saying that Ben Rice is going to be the next Aaron Judge, and I'm like, whoa.
We are a very reactionary fan base. We are
100%. And the one thing that I've been trying to kind of push out there to the fan base is dial it back a little, like dial the expectations back just a little bit. With the idea that there was these comparisons of Derek Jeter and all this to Anthony Volpe, and a lot of people's expectation his rookie year was, oh, good, he's a 300 hitter. And I'm like, wait a minute, but he never did that in the minor league. So why is that kind of the expectation? Let me just say this about Volpe, man. I was wrong about him. This year, I said I think he's going to be the starting shortstop in the American League, and he got up to this unbelievable start. I'm like, damn, that's going to really pan out. And now you look at it and you go, you know what? Maybe more so. And yeah, there's a lot of time for improvement. He's still a young player. But again, maybe this is who Anthony Volpe is. I know some people may go, oh my God, no, there's no way. Not everybody pans out. I know you're not going to like this, Mario, because you hate the guy. But not everybody becomes Gunnar Henderson.
No, you're right.
Not everybody becomes Aaron Judge. Not everybody becomes a Juan Soto, a Manny Machado that, gets up to the major leagues and they go, hey, I'm here, Bryce Harper. Not everybody becomes that with that level of expectation and then does it. That's not a common thing. And Anthony Volpe probably had unreal expectations. And if he is a 240 guy, let me tell you something. If he is a 240 guy, because let's be real here. Yeah, his average might be around that, but his last 30 games is back to who he was last year, which is a 200 guy, 205,
honestly, worse than some of the stretches he had last year.
Agreed. This stretch right here is worse than what we saw last year. His last 136 at-bats is worse. And that's my thing. It's who is he? Do we really know yet? Have we seen the real Anthony Volpe? And if this is the real Anthony Volpe, then
we have an issue.
Hey, he's the glove, and he's a glove-first guy. And we kind of run with that, and maybe the speed keeps getting better, and he keeps putting it together. Who knows? But, yeah, I mean, this is the second year in the league, and his start was phenomenal. There was people going, he might be an MVP candidate with the way he looked. I mean, he was looking amazing.
No, he was. He was looking phenomenal.
He was nonstop. Every single day was something that Anthony Volpe was involved in. And now he's just completely regressed to, like you said, at this stretch, it's worse than he was last year. It's not good.
He has regressed a ton, and I don't know what he needs. Is it a day off, or is this kid just going through the one bad month and now he's going to start to pick it up? I'm not sure. Again, it is year 2 of him. Yep. We did get really excited thinking that this kid was maybe going to be possibly a starter. I mean, I thought he'd be maybe the second shortstop behind Henderson when it comes to, the American League. But now you look at it and it's like he's kind of falling, lower in the order. The glove is still there, but the guy's got to start getting on base more. So we'll see what happens with him and
he's also
and our
not
youth.
Walking. He's chasing a lot of 3-2s. Like he doesn't want to walk. So it could be one of those things too where you want to, maybe Yankees can't really afford at the moment to sit him down too long, but it could be one of those things where you say just give him 2 days off, or ride it out until the All-Star break. It's right here anyway.
That's true.
And hopefully he clears his mind. It comes out different.
It also could be, and I know some people are kind of mad on this, but it could be the pressure, man, too. Like we expected this kid to be. He was the kid that was promised. The Yankees, didn't sign a lot of shortstops because they believed in this kid.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it's not panning out too well because it still is year 2. We still have a ton of time. He could finish the season strong. He could finish the season hitting 280 with 16 homers, and then in the postseason we're looking. It's Ben Rice hitting like 5 for us. He's continuing to kill it.
Yeah.
And Volpe going back to leadoff. We'll see what happens.
And even so that we're talking about youth, Roderick Arias has finally really put it together too in the minor leagues.
He looks phenomenal.
Look, if Anthony Volpe is who Anthony Volpe is, let's just say that's the guy he is. Roderick Arias has become a shortstop. He's a switch hitter, great power, great speed. Everybody believes he'll stick at shortstop. So who knows? I mean, you could have he reminds me so much of Robbie Cano already.
Okay.
And I'm not saying, obviously, he's going to turn into a Hall of Fame caliber player like Robbie Cano was, one of the best second basemen of my time. I think the greatest second baseman in Yankee history, in my opinion, not even close. And I don't know if he's going to turn into anything like that, but he's very, very similar in his approach, especially from the left side. But, that's the great thing about this system is that they got a lot of guys that can replace some of the talent on this team already. And it could be the pressure that, the Yankees know in the back of their mind to ride out Volpe until that's it.
Yeah, I mean, we just need some of these guys from this system to pan out. The system's looking like it's just getting a ton better. Like I mentioned, guys like Wells, especially Ben Rice coming out of nowhere, like we already mentioned, but definitely need to start hitting on a lot of these prospects, especially where the money is going this offseason. If we do end up signing Juan Soto, the Yankees are going to have to rely on a lot of these younger guys to help them out. And we mentioned like the trade deadlines is coming up in a couple weeks. You already mentioned a guy like Jack Neely. A lot of these guys that are in
yeah.
AAA, AA, we need these guys to pan out. Yankees can't be going out there, and I don't think they would, but pay top money for a reliever. Like, I don't think that's going to
No,
happen in the
definitely
offseason.
not. Definitely not. I think definitely not in the offseason. No way in hell.
No,
I
yeah.
mean, we got to see what Neely has. And Scott Wright in the chat says this a lot, and he's 100% correct. Scott Wright is right on this. Okay. All right. Just threw that out there. All right. We got a 180 plus in here, guys. Hit the like button. Okay.
Smack it like it.
But he said, before the deadline, you should call this guy up. You should start seeing kind of what he is before the deadline gets here.
Have to.
It just makes sense for the Yankees to still have this dude in AAA, and they're throwing out the relievers they're throwing out when Neely has always been a late inning reliever, and he's already that in AAA. I don't understand why the Yankees haven't decided on, let's just give the guy a shot already. What's the point? We got to add him to the 40-man anyway. So it's just a lot of the things they do just doesn't make sense to me. And I know we don't know everything. I know we don't know the full story to everything because a lot of that stuff's behind the scenes, but I don't get it. I don't get it.
No.
I don't get it.
100%. We're more about just bringing up the youth, and it's like, I rather, like I mentioned, I'm not trying to see guys that have been DFA'd by 8 different teams this season.
Bingo.
Like, and I know I spoke about it, the last Bronx or nothing about, Matt Blake. You can't give this guy 6 different projects to work on.
Bingo.
Like Tompkin,
Sorry.
tip my cap to Tompkin. He's been solid for us after the first outing was awful. Guy got off the plane, Yankees just threw him out there. He's been solid, but I mean, even like guys like Tim Hill, which I mean, he's all right. He had an all right game today, but
Yep.
I just don't think he's a guy that's going to be getting big outs. And I spoke about it yesterday. If you want to talk about yesterday's game a little bit, it's at the game yesterday, and a lefty comes up in Yoshida. I understand Clay Holmes is the closer, but maybe that's why you need a guy that is going to have strikeout stuff, a lefty reliever, because with a lot of these guys, Yoshida is going to put the ball in play.
Yeah.
And I know Tanner Scott's a big name. It's going to be,
A lot of teams
talked
are gonna be
about
after
at the
him.
deadline. But
Yep.
you need a guy that's going to be able to get these lefty bats. Boston has a ton. Devers, Yoshida, and then what about in Baltimore? That's the team that we're going to be chasing all year. You got
Yeah.
Henderson. You got Adley being a switch hitter. Santander,
Yep.
the switch hitter. So you're going to have to go out and get a lefty reliever sometime at the deadline.
Yeah, and Tanner is going to be a guy that a ton of teams are going to be after. So I don't know if the Yankees will look to, give up what that might cost if there's going to be a bidding war over him, but that could be very possible. But you're spot on. You're right. And I'll talk about Clay Holmes a little bit real quick because something I've been thinking about myself, I'm sitting there going with the way that Clay Holmes has looked, his last 15 games, last 30 games, all that stuff is, I mean, it's absolutely horrendous. Like it would scare the biggest Clay Holmes fan into like, yo, what the hell happened to this dude? His ERA now sits at 3, which, okay, all right, fine, whatever. But when you look at the overall, his last 15 games, he got a 5.14 ERA, 14 innings, 18 hits. I mean, that is the big problem. He gives up too many hits and he doesn't miss enough bats. So even in that AB yesterday, like you said, it's foul ball, foul ball, foul ball, foul ball, foul ball. What does he end up doing? He just throws that sinker, starts at the waist, and it goes right into the middle of the plate, and Yoshida just golfs it. I mean, it's an easy thing to do. Well, for a major league or a major league lefty that's waiting on that, that's the pitch he's waiting for. Well, he's thrown it 6 times in a row. I know what's coming. If it looks inside, I know the pitch run. Just barrel, meet ball, and that's it goes over the wall. That's what happens, and that's exactly what happened yesterday. So I was sitting here thinking, I'm like, look, how realistic is it that the Yankees go out there and they add an elite closer? Is that even possible? I don't think so. It's hard.
I don't think so. I think we want them to. We want them to. All the fans want them to because we know who Clay Holmes is. But I don't think that they're going to go out there and get this, like, top guy, a guy like a Mason Miller. We know he's probably not going to get dealt.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to get a guy that they maybe, 2 or 3 guys they see that, hey, maybe we can, fix a few things and then it'll end up, like, working out here. But I don't think they go out and get, like, this big name, big reliever, making a ton of money. It's going to be more of those guys that have, some years of control. And they also got Efros coming back, which
they do.
I mean, I'm not sure how I feel about Efros
He's
being
not
a
a closer.
closer.
No, that's what I'm. He's not. He's another guy that just he don't have closer stuff. Like when you see him, I don't get a vibe of this guy could close games. Like legitimately could close games. I don't get that from Efros.
It's more of me. I think he's like a sidewinder. I know some sidewinders
Yeah.
have been good, but I just feel like, when it comes to him, I feel like things could get away from him. He's also coming back from an injury.
Correct.
But I believe it was Tommy John, right? He's coming back from Tommy
Correct.
John.
Yep.
Come back from Tommy John. Just
So is
throw
Brubaker.
him back in there, back into the mix, being a closer. The Yankees are going to be like, if he throws 20-something pitches one night, he's probably going to be down for 1 or 2 nights.
Correct.
So it's not like they can go back to back to him. And you guys mentioned it yesterday on the post game show, and I mentioned
we went in.
You guys went in on the Yankees for sure that they might have to do a closer by committee.
Just what I wanted to get to.
They'll look at the matchups and see, depending on who it is.
Do you trust Boone though to do that?
I don't I don't at this point.
That's the problem because it does make the most sense because let's be real. Tomorrow's starter is Luis Hill. That might actually, I think he might have one more against Baltimore maybe before the All-Star break.
He does.
He has one more for Baltimore. So Aaron Boone basically already said that they're going to let him start until then, and then they kind of reevaluate where they are and all that. I think we all already know, even Matt Blake kind of made comments that that's a possibility, and I think they all know it too, that he's going to go to the bullpen eventually.
Has to, bro.
You'll have him there. You're probably going to have Neely at some point. Hopefully they get a left-handed reliever. And we talk Efros, Brubaker. We'll see what they actually do with him. He got absolutely obliterated in AAA.
Is he starting? Is he starting now?
He's starting right now in AAA, but they did say that, and the Yankees like to do that. They start guys, and then they could put them in any role they really want from there.
Okay.
And that's what I think they'll probably end up doing with Brubaker. But you got all of those guys there. Let's just say they add a lefty reliever. I don't know if it's Tanner Scott. Andrew Nardi is another guy that's on.
You've been high about him.
The reason I like Nardi is because I always look for the high strikeout guys to pair with a Matt Blake. There's something about sequencing or whatever it is he does that I think, honestly, you know what I think he really does? I just think he makes you throw your best pitch more than anything. Because we never see...
I like that.
Guys throw sliders a shit ton. Guys throw their changeup a shit ton. Even with Louis Hill, we just see him going changeup. And we're like, bro, you got a 101 mile an hour fastball. Where is it?
Which drives it drives me and Johnny nuts, though.
100%, of course. I want to see the velo.
Yeah, let's see the fastball. Like, when you get, and it kind of drives me nuts a little bit with the Yankees. Like, for example, Canely last night. Like, I get upset at him for throwing too many changeups, but you let Rafaela beat you on your second best pitch.
Yeah.
How are you gonna let a guy do that? Especially you're in reliever. You gotta know this kid has sneaky pop. He's gonna come out aggressive most likely. He's either bunting or he's gonna come out swinging. He's gonna get 1 or 2 hacks, and you let him beat you with your second best pitch. And as a pitcher, you go to bed at night thinking, I didn't even let this guy. I threw my second best pitch, and that's what he beat me on. He beat me on my changeup. He beat me on my fastball. So
Andrew Nardi, just really quickly to give everybody a little bit of a background on him. His ERA is almost 5. It's at 5.86. But his last 30 games, he got off to a horrible start, pitching to a 2.92 ERA, 24 innings, 29 Ks, and he strikes batters out. And I just feel like that's the type of guy, if there's not a lot of names available, you got to go with upside. And the one thing our system does not have is a lefty reliever. We don't have anybody from the left side that we go throw him in there. So that's why that could make the most sense. But I do feel like with all that crop of different relievers they may have in the second half, I think closer by committee got to be the option. And knowing the Yankees, they're very, very hard-headed and they're very loyal. So if they've kind of said he's been our closer, it's like, we'll ride him out until we fail. And maybe it's too late to change it. And they'll keep doing it and doing it. And for me, it's like that's going to be the separation of how far the Yankees go this year. Are they going to get out of their own way? Would the Yankees say, hey, Anthony Rizzo, we talked about this a little earlier. We can't, you're going to have to bench it. We'll have to figure out ways to get you in there. DJ LeMahieu. I know people are going to think this is crazy. You're DFA'd. No point in keeping you here anymore.
He had 2 hits today, and I know we get a little bit excited. The guy has a nice day.
I don't.
My thing is, it's like, dude, his OPS is still under 500.
I'm telling him, I don't get excited about DJ LeMahieu. I think I think I've seen enough. Like, I really do. I think I've seen enough of DJ LeMahieu to understand that this guy just doesn't have it anymore. Like, all right, I'll just say this. Are we happy with a third baseman that pops a single every now and then?
Like, dude.
Bro, at least look, I'm not sticking up for shitty skunk mullet.
Dude,
But at least
that
he had
was
a
the
homer
talk
every now and
yesterday.
then.
That was the talk yesterday. And shitty
He could
skunk
homer
mullet.
every now and then,
And
like-
he had, honestly, if you look at it, I believe he had better defense as well.
He
His
does.
defense was
He's a
pretty
better
solid at
defensive-
third.
He's a better defensive third baseman.
And it's like DJ, and I know he has a ton more years. That's why the Yankees, I feel like, are trying to like hold on, like DJ. You know, we
But
still
sometimes
believe
you
in him.
can't. And that's the
Yeah.
thing, man. Sometimes you just gotta, and that's what's gonna be a difference of this club, because I put out that tweet not that long ago, and I was like, get Stanton back, get Dominguez up here, trade for a lefty reliever, trade for a third baseman, and get the guys back and put them in the bullpen, whatever that may be. And you probably got a much better looking roster. But the problem is when you look at that, you go, all right, but where are all the other guys gonna fit? So eventually, at some point, not all these guys can be on the roster, and you got to make tough decisions. And
It's about winning, not about
winning.
feelings.
That's right.
That's the most important thing with these guys. Like, I get it. I joke around with Kevin about Jemiah Jones.
There he is.
There he is.
He said, but what's DJ's ex-Woba?
I always joke.
Hey, Mario.
Oh, you don't got the soundboard.
I don't got that on my board.
I spoke to Kevin a little. We joke around about vibes guys and stuff like that. But I mean, when it comes to that, like, you can still have the guys on the bench. They could be there spitting sunflower seeds, enjoying the ball game. But
yeah,
you gotta on your roster. There has to be 26 guys that are gonna make the team better. That are gonna give something. Like, I don't know what their plans are with Trent Grisham. We could talk about what he did against Cincinnati on the 4th of July, which was.
And even worse, what he did is bad, but what Aaron Boone did is worse. To be able to defend it the way he did is so much fucking worse, bro.
It's so bad.
Here's my thing. I want to say this real quick. Because me and Johnny on the postgame, we really went in on the Yankees leadership. And the funny thing is, like I said, you got a lot of Yankee pundits now who are echoing what we've been saying for a very, very long time here. But the thing about Aaron Boone, that if he changes this one thing, it would change the mentality of him as a manager in New York. You got to stop thinking that the fans are stupid and that they're watching something different than you are.
Bro, Yankee fans are very knowledgeable.
100%.
They know a lot.
That's his biggest problem. Mario, we could look. Remember IKF? He was going on a radio tour telling everybody he's the best defensive shortstop in baseball. And everybody's going, Aaron, what internal numbers are you guys talking about? Because everybody sees what we're watching the game with you. We're seeing the same thing. And he always does this. Defending a player is one thing. Defending a player to a fault is on you. Now you look phony and you look fake. And New Yorkers don't like that. We don't like that.
We don't.
Because now you're telling me that I'm stupid. And I know what I'm seeing.
We're watching the same
Grisham,
game, bro. Yeah,
the
bro.
stuff with Trent Grisham is like, yeah, but that's kind of the way he plays ball. What?
Bro, listen.
That's your answer?
I'm going to say this, and I know a lot of average people are like, oh, I don't care about average. Dude, you're hitting 150. You're a fourth outfielder. I get it. You run down most of the balls. You're a gold glover, platinum glover, whatever he is. But you're out there. We're already down 8-4. Everything is going bad, right? If Stanton was here, you know damn well you wouldn't be out there in center field. So this is your time. When you even said to the media, you said it on Yes Network, you're like, listen, it's tough for me, man. Like, I believe he had a homer. It was after the game he had a homer. It's like, it's been tough for me, to really get going because I haven't had consistent at bats. Back in San Diego's was, I was playing almost every day.
Yep.
And even though I was struggling, I was able to get into a little bit of a groove, come into the ballpark, know I'm playing every day. But then you go out there, bro, and it's Kevin's guy who hits the ball to him in center field, Jamer Candelario, and you boot that ball in the outfield. And, like, I don't know if he was shocked that fans booed him. Like, maybe it's like a New York, like, welcoming. But, dude, it's like, that doesn't even, like, take added, like, anything. That's laziness. That's what that is.
That's
it doesn't
bad,
even
bro.
take, it's just, bro,
You know what
it's
that
you
is?
being lazy. That's being lazy. That's what that is.
That's the game's over. I'm checked out. Can we
Yeah.
finish this game? That's exactly what that is. And to me, no player is allowed to do that. No player gets away with that. That is just so friggin' bad. And the worst part about it is the skid the Yankees are on. If the Yankees are winning all these games and it happens, you're like, yeah, that looks terrible. You can't do that, bro. But it's like, I'm not as aggravated about it as I would be when we're just crashing and you guys are just playing like nobody gives a shit. And that's the other problem when it comes to leadership, the fundamentals of the club.
Dude.
You're watching last night, bro, and you're seeing the thing with
Anthony Volpe, dude.
And then Volpe goes, I thought it was a foul ball. Bro, since 8 years old, when the first time you play ball, you learn to run out every foul ball. That's a normal thing. And so the Red Sox are just throwing the ball around the infield on a foul ball? And you're just there watching it like you're stupid?
I was praying it was a foul ball because when I saw him, I'm like, wait, first of all, what is DJ doing? Just running straight into the guy and like trying to juke him out like he's some guy that has crazy speed. And then it's Volpe. I'm like, there is no way that this kid just slowed down right here. I was like, oh, listen, maybe he's injured. Maybe he pulled something. And he's like looking around like he's like a deer. He has no idea what's going on.
No idea. No idea.
I'm like, dude, it's your second year. You're acting like you've never played a ball in your life. And I'm sure he's a smart kid. Like, he knows what he's doing. But it's like,
that
bro,
can't happen.
The way the Yankees are playing, it's like, bro, have some urgency.
They don't have none. And shout out again to Jack Curry. Shout out to Jack Curry for calling that out because, that's the one thing as a fan base. I did it last night in our group chat. I said, let me go type in my handle and urgency and see what comes up. And I got tweets from 2018, 2019, 2020, 21, 22, 23 talking about that exact problem with this team. And, that goes, no matter what people want to say when they go, yeah, but it's the players. They're the ones swinging. They're the ones that blah, blah, blah. We all get that. Everybody understands that.
Yeah.
But there is more to the game than just that. Fundamentals go on the players, yes. But what are the coaches doing about it? How is it the same thing year and year and year after year after year after year after year? I seen people yesterday, Mario, on Twitter that have been the hardest Boone supporters come out and write essays. Like, my eyes open up like,
it's crazy.
This dude said that? This guy?
No, it's wild.
Literally coming out like, this is the same thing every single year, and this is what's happening. And at some point, you really got to just make a change in leadership. Yeah. We're not being dicks to Boone. If I saw Aaron Boone tomorrow, I shake his hand. If we had a conversation, I go, look, if you've seen, and I'm sure he's seen my videos, I'd say flat out, look, I do not like you as the manager of the Yankees. Here's the things I don't like. And he could sit there and go, it's not my style. No problem. All good.
Bro, you can have a conversation. That's it. Like, Kevin's...
We'd be best friends. I say it all the time. We sat down for 10 minutes and had a conversation, a couple of beers or whatever. Me and Aaron Boone walk out there best friends. That does not mean I'm going to sit here just because you're a nice guy and say, hey, you're my manager. No, I don't think you're doing a good job. That's it.
It's just like how I feel with a guy like Chirino, like, and the players. The players could be nice guys, but bro, if you're not performing, we gotta say it.
Of course.
We can't BS the fans. When Boone's not doing something well, whether you feel like you can get on the Yankees payroll for saying the right things and defending him, that's not how it works. Just say it how it is, bro. I know people aren't stupid. Like, they're knowledgeable fans. Yankee fans know. We watch games. We're diehard. You know what's going on. You see a guy that's dogging it year two, your shortstop, supposed to be your leader. And this guy's out here just like, I thought it was a foul ball. It's like, bro, we're going through the worst stretch of the season where we fell into second place. We're getting swept by the Cincinnati. We got swept by Cincinnati Reds already. We're playing Boston. You know what Boston and Yankees mean. You grew up at home. You grew up a Yankee fan, so you know what the rivalry means.
Yep.
And that's what you do on that ground ball. It's like, bro, we're like sleepwalking through the games.
Facts.
We're sleepwalking.
Facts. This chat is wild, by the way. I can't even read some of the comments in the chat. I'm not even gonna do it. And this chat is wild. Anyway, I just wanted to say shout out to my guy Verdugo. You had yourself a game today, brother. And
good to see.
My guy, look, Doogie likes my home run call, okay? He likes my home run call. It's confirmed on IG, okay? Good friend of mine. Good friend of mine, okay? Doogie, we're going to go out for a couple of drinks in a couple of weeks. I just made that up. We're not.
We'll see.
Really not,
We'll see.
you
Maybe
never know.
becomes a fan. Maybe becomes a fan.
You never know. You never know. Okay. All right. Okay.
But speaking about Doogie, I wanted to talk about this real quick.
Okay.
Garrett Cole, you're my guy. But you can't be getting mad at Devers throwing the bat, especially when Verdugo against his former team throws the bat up to the sun.
It took it took him 14 minutes to get home.
I was looking too. He was going around second base, and I'm like, oh, he's taking his time. He's taking his time. And I know Cora, whatever they say, that him and Cora are best friends, but he's doing that. And then Garrett, we love you, man. You know, you want to Cy Young, but you're out here getting upset over that. Like, bro, it's part of the game. Let the kids play.
That was him. He was he's only at second base right now.
with the chain popping.
Yeah, that was it. Popping. But no, I'm right there with you, man. Look, baseball, the game in general has changed. You know what I mean? You got a lot of older baseball fans out there that feel like everything is disrespect. And look, if the player felt that way, and if Cole felt that way, then he knows what he got to do next time, and that's all right. That's part of the game too. But when Doogie does that, look, you know, I know it feels good and all that, and it is a part of the game, but you can't get mad when somebody else does it. And Devers kills the Yankees. I think that was his 20th homer off the Yankees.
Eighth homer off Garrett Cole.
Eighth homer off Garrett Cole's 20th overall. Yeah. The reason I know that is I think him and Vladdy are like back-to-back. Vladdy got 9. I think they were tied for 19, and then he hit his 20th today. Okay. But look, man, Garrett Cole, again, this is another outing where the stuff was there. It was good to see the velo was there. It was good to see the 97, the 98. The knuckle curve looked phenomenal. Good. You could kind of tell he's still working himself back, though, because the command is really off, and he's a command guy. The command is very, very much off. So I'm not concerned about Garrett Cole. I think you're going to see a really dominating pitcher in the second half. But I can't sit back there and be like, do I wish he gave us a better outing today? Of course. Why wouldn't I? But I can't sit here and be upset with Cole. And guys, we got 230 plus in here. Smaggy the likey, hitty the sub.
Smacky the likey, hitty the sub. Hey, Macho just said it. This is March for Cole. He's right.
True.
He's right. Just, I don't want to sound like Booty, but he did make a point about it being hot, and he was out there.
Yo, you sound just like Boone, bro.
Nah, if you think about it, the guy was missing with location, and then I was like, right when he was giving
Boone.
Mario
Boone.
He was giving up the bloopers to like Yoshida and Reese McGuire, and I'm like, dude, this is not what you want. You could tell he's getting flustered or whatever, and the location wasn't there. He walked a guy on 4 pitch. I think it was Valdez.
Yeah, he did.
Now you got the chat crucifying me.
It's a Booney Gomez. Booney Gomez.
The chat is undefeated, man. This chat is undefeated, but
Rod Thompson got the super chat. My manito Mario. The Yankees never rip the Band-Aid off aging players. Last time they forced players into retirement was A-Rod and Mark Teixeira.
Let it go, bro. Let it go. When it comes to the Yankees, man, they just gotta let it go. But I don't know, Pete. You want to get into?
Yes,
we got voicemails.
5 voicemails.
We got voicemails. Let's get into a couple of voicemails.
Let's go ahead and get into the voicemails. Here we go.
I'ma tell you what, brother. I'm out here in a Puerto Rican barbecue, and they gave me some of that Modelo Especial. I've tried the Corona before, but these Modelos, man, these Modelos, these two lines. I normally drink beers with eagles on it, but these 2 lines, I'm not gonna lie, they pretty darn good, brother. Listen, I gotta tell you something, P. You gotta talk about this for me. Talk about my boy Ben Rice, all right, from Massachusetts, out here hitting bombs. My boy has more home runs than DJ LeMay, who has doubles. God damn it! How the fuck do you think he's supposed to play over this boy? Never, ever, ever again. I never want to see DJ lazy ass piano behind his back. No toe having ass on this Yankee team, okay? If not, I'm gonna let my Bobcat loose in that fucking clubhouse, I swear to God. And that boy, also, you know who I'm talking about, that darn boy, Clay Holmes, he better get the hell off my bullpen, goddammit. Have a good show, brothers.
That's Percy.
Percy, man.
Not much I can say about Percy, man.
Percy, we miss you. We spoke about Percy, Ben Rice. Man. Yeah, we spoke about Ben Rice a little bit, and we really hit the nail on the head with Clay Holmes that guy doesn't have an out pitch, but the Yankees are going to continue to remain loyal to him. It doesn't mean that he'll be the closer in the postseason per se. I think if he continues to struggle this bad and they just throw him out there, it's like they're trying to lose.
No doubt.
Maybe give him a phantom IL. I don't know exactly what they can do with him, but ay Dios mío. If it continues to keep snowballing like this, I don't know how you could send him out there. Like, let's be real.
You can't.
Tomorrow is a huge game for the Yankees.
Huge.
A lot of people
They got to
feel
win
like,
a series.
They have to. Against an AL East opponent. I don't know what the record is against the AL East, but it's not great.
Mm-hmm.
It's not great. I think it's like 5 games below 500, whatever. But you have Luis Hill on the mound for the Yankees. And what that start means for him, we already spoke about it, how you could tell that he's fatiguing, he's tiring, especially later in the later in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're up a run tomorrow and you give Clay Holmes a ball tomorrow, heart of the order coming up for Boston. Actually, it doesn't even matter who's coming up for Boston.
No, it doesn't even matter anymore.
Everybody is holding their breath.
Yeah, and that's him.
El Diablo.
That's Clay. He should just come out to that. That's instead of that country song, the bullshit they gave him. Why did they even give him that for? Let's be real here. I know you like it. Mario's a big
country.
fan.
I love country. I love country music.
He's a big fan of the whole Clay Holmes entrance thing. What has Clay Holmes done to deserve that?
Nah, it's just they want to give they want the Yankees to be cool again. They want the Yankees to be cool
Make
again.
the Yankees cool again.
Make the Yankees cool again. I don't know. For entertainment purposes, I'm not sure. But let's get into another voicemail, man. Let's get another voicemail.
Hey, Pete Mario, Macho King in the house. How you doing? On the ground. Yeah. Well, it was hotter than easy outside. And the Macho King was in the pool and in the shade and the air conditioning, but nothing was cooler than a Yankees victory today. Dig it. And Ben Rice sounds pretty nice right about now, yeah. The only problem is what do we do with DJ Rumfield, yeah. But these are the problems that we should have. Kids competing, and that's what I've been saying since last season and before and forever, that we gotta bring the kids up. Let them compete. Let them do the best that they can. Get motivated. Do the basic fundamental baseball. Winning baseball and Yankees championship. Number 28 type of baseball. The kids gotta come up. The kids gotta compete, yeah. And this is the production that we're gonna get. Now you gotta play Wills and stick Trevino in the freezer forever. Oh yeah. Macho.
Macho's the man. I love it. I love it, man.
Macho, you're the GOAT of voicemails. I tell you every time, but I got to continue to say it.
No doubt about it.
The youth is the way to go. The youth is the way to go. And listen, my guy Gleyber Torres started hustling, then he pulls the groin or whatever, right? Pulled his groin or something. Jober Vivas, he's been killing it down there in AAA. Maybe it's time to give the ball. Maybe it's time to give the kid a call. Listen,
and he's been playing a lot of third base too, but according to Los, you don't want him over there. Put him at second. Second is his best position.
I knew the Yankees wouldn't do it, especially with them saying Gleyber is cool. But honestly, just the way it's been going for Gleyber, I would send him to the IL.
I would too.
Give Vivas the Tampa series and the Baltimore series. Maybe a nice spark in the Yankees.
Yeah.
And Ben Rice has done a little bit. Maybe you just keep bringing up these guys. If you really believe in them, like they say they do, they traded for him, and he's been doing well. Use the fire while it's hot.
No doubt about it. And
call him up.
I mean, look, somebody said in my chat during Game Season Live that Ben Rice is putting Rizzo into an early retirement. He could go open up an Olive Garden in Connecticut. I'm just saying, that's messed up. Real Italians don't need an Olive Garden, all right? Anthony Rizzo's a real Italian. I don't think he's going to open up an Olive Garden, all right? But if he wants to open up his own restaurant, God bless him. I mean, I might even go check it out. But look, the Yankees just can't be stupid. They can't be stupid. We know they got the relationship with Judge and Rizzo. We understand all that. But can you just imagine a situation where the Yankees are like, hey, Ben, man, it's been good, but, we don't got room on the roster. We got to send you down. We got to send you to AAA.
Yankee fans will riot. Yankee
And
fans
then-
would riot.
And then as Macho King said, DJ La AARP just he's done. He's done.
I told you
I
before
mean,
the season.
enough with this crap with this guy. Like
I
the
told
Yankees
you.
need a third baseman.
I told you nights at the round table. When it comes to DJ, it was the other foot, the other toe. So
Yeah.
the guy has two toes.
He has no feet.
He's like, he's falling over.
He's running on nubs.
Yeah, pretty much is what he's doing right now. Like the one ball that he hit to like the outfield or whatever, he hit into deep left center field. Guy can't even hit the baseball out
Yeah.
anymore. Like he's not even and we don't need him to be a power threat, but I feel like
Bro, but he's not even a
Today-
doubles threat. Like he's not
It's
even
sad.
once in a blue moon he'll hit a double, hit a ball in the gap. Like it's not even that anymore for DJ. It's like single or nothing, or it's too risky of a ground ball. It's just not worth it for a team that is trying to win a World Series. If that is really what your mindset is, you know, NYYST says this a lot. Like, who do you see in the dog pile of the Yankees winning the World Series? I could see DJ LeMahieu there, but I just can't see him as being like a main player. I can't see DJ LeMahieu playing every game in a World Series. Like, I just can't. It just doesn't make sense to see it actually work. I can't see it work that way.
And homers aren't everything, but you can answer the speed in chat as well. Do you think DJ LeMahieu hits 2 homers this year?
With him playing at Yankee Stadium, possibly he gets 2 over the short porch. But it wouldn't shock. I mean, God, the way the guy looks, I'm like, there just seems to be nothing in his bat. I mean,
At this point, I wouldn't.
God, I don't know.
I'd probably say
I would
no.
be scared to bet. I'd be scared to bet on that one, to be honest. Either way, I don't know. I'd love to
crazy.
see what the chat. I want to see what the chat got to say about that.
What do we think?
What do we
He's
think, chat?
2 or more? Yes or no?
He's
I don't
swinging a
think so.
50-pound bat. Damn,
It's true. That's how it looks. He's
it's,
running in
it's absolutely
quicksand.
wild.
He's got a piano on his back. Yeah, they don't think so.
No,
But how many more voicemails we got?
we got a couple. Griminator say I got a couple of yeses here.
Oh, okay.
They got a
Okay.
hell knows. -2. -2. He's a pumpkin.
He's a pumpkin. 50-50? Okay.
Let's go ahead and get to another one.
Yeah, let's get another voicemail.
Okay.
Yo, God
Yo.
bless everyone. In Jesus' name, it's truth always. Yo, I want
what
to cut
up?
straight to the point.
Okay.
I think Uncle Ben Rice deserves 3 cupcakes coming from Aaron Boone.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Matter of fact, throw him another one for hitting that home run yesterday.
Agreed.
Guys, God bless you guys in Jesus' name. I'm
Appreciate
over
you,
here
brother.
doing a 16 on my work job right now. My brothers, peace.
Respect.
My guy, appreciate your truth always. Thank you. And yeah, man, I don't know. I think the Yankees are. They're not in a. Don't get me wrong. They're not in a good spot. They got a lot of game. You know, like you said, tomorrow's game is very important. Then they go to play the Rays, and then they play Baltimore.
Off day Monday.
Off day
and then
Monday.
Six road games. 3 in
Yep.
Tampa, 3 in Baltimore. Then
Yep.
the All-Star break. Man, it would be nice to win 3 ALE series in a row. You beat Boston, take 2 out of 3 in Tampa, take 2 out of 3 in Baltimore, and you're viewed completely differently going in to the All-Star
Yep.
break. But we'll see what happens.
It's going to be tough, man. Lewis with the super chat says, I think Glaber is injured and wants to play because this is his last year and has nothing to show for it. Plus, no other team is paying him big. Yeah, Glaber might have to be one of those guys that takes a prove-it deal. You know, just goes out there, tries to hope it, pray to God it's not with the Yankees. I'm over Glaber Torres. No disrespect to the kid, but I'm kind of over the whole Glaber Torres. How is he going to do this year? What is he going to be? Nobody really knows. I'm over all that at this point. Like, I just want to get some of the young guys up here. If Yorbit's the guy, let him be the guy. You know what I mean? Let Vivas be that guy and get up here and do his thing. He's been extremely hot in AAA. And I like what Mario said. If the thing is bothering him that bad, put him on an IL. Put him on an IL and be like, hey, look, man, you're going to get the rest of this time off. Heal it up. Come back 100%, and we'll see where we are. But that gives you a chance to call Vivas, who's on the 40-man roster. It gives you a chance to call him up and go, look, take this time, play second base, and play your best ball you can. You know, you're going to be starting every day at second base. Go ahead and play. And let him do his thing, man, and see what happens. You've already seen what is done with Ben Rice. You got to start kind of understanding what is in the system. And the only way you could do this is by giving these guys a chance. Because let's be real here. Oswaldo Cabrera is not a future starter.
No.
He's not a starter on the Yankees. He may not even be a bench player on the Yankees next year. So I'm just saying, at some point, you really got to look at these other guys and actually give them a legitimate chance.
Got to give the youth a legitimate chance, and just the way the kid's playing, why not? Why not? Again, maybe he ignites a spark with the Yankees, and it's one less thing you have to worry about going into the trade deadline. But we'll see what happens. We still got 3 weeks until the 24-hour stream we got over there, so that's gonna be very exciting. But we'll see what happens with Glaber. I don't think the Yankees are gonna IL him, but maybe things change over the next 24 hours, next couple days.
They could. We'll see. But we got another voicemail.
Okay.
Let's get to that.
What's up, bro? Mustache Gripper here.
Yep.
I think Rizzo's done, man. I don't even know how he finds himself back into this lineup. I think Rice locks it down. We get Stanton back, and Rizzo's just that guy out. Let me know what you think. Peace.
Very
It would be tough. It would be tough for Rizzo to find a spot. And again, we're getting excited about Ben Rice, but I mean, how could you not? 4-homer game. Guys, 4 homers, 3-homer game. Just looks very solid at first base. The at-bats are good, 3-2 count. Like, how could you be upset about what he's doing?
You gotta love it.
It should be about winning first thing, whether you like Rizzo or you like Ben Rice.
Yeah.
Whoever's gonna produce for us, that's what matters. That's what we
right.
need. Yankee fan first before you're a fan. Yeah, Yankee fan first before you're a fan of another player. So
that's right. And
I don't know how I feel about it.
That's literally what it's all about for the Yankees. Is they got to put their best foot forward. They got to stop stepping on their own damn feet and just really go out there and do their own thing. It truly just comes down to that. And the good thing about all this is all these questions are going to be answered. Everything is going to be answered. And we'll be here ready to let you guys know how we think about it. So
100%.
that's the best thing about the whole thing. So
yes, sir.
That is what it is.
We got one more voicemail, or
nope,
we
that's it. We done. We went through all those voicemails over. No more super dupers in the chat. Yeah, that's it.
All right, anything else you got to say before we go? My guy on the Bronx or nothing? Big game tomorrow night?
Yeah, big game tomorrow night, of course, for the Yanks. Hopefully we get a lot of good things going on. I do got a cool thing to announce on Tuesday, which is the first game against the Rays. It will be the 400th game season live. So that's pretty
exciting.
Cool little, pretty fun little number for NYYU. As you guys already know, tell your friends and family about us. We are right now sitting at 327 subscribers away from 30,000. So tell your friends and family, tell them to smack you the likey, hit you the damn subby, and do their thing. That's all. Yeah, I think that's all I got. Of course, September 14th, you guys already know, tickets are still available for NYYU Day Part 2. That actually might be a bigger series than we expected. So you never know. I mean, you never know when it gets to that, how big that series actually is. Just saying, game season live tomorrow, guys. You already know the deal. I'm going to catch you over there.
All right, Pete, thank you for filling in. We always appreciate you, Kev. Hope you're doing all right, but big game for the Yankees tomorrow. Need a
Percy
big
over
outing.
there drinking.
Of course he is, but need a big outing out of Luis Seal tomorrow. Yankees got an off day, so everybody should be available out of the bullpen. They didn't use any of the big guys today, so take 2 out of 3 from Boston. Maybe, it would be a 2-4 homestand, but, we feel a little bit differently going into the off day than losing a series to Boston and having a 1-5 homestand. Not what you want, but just find a way to win. Whatever it takes, win tomorrow, and then we go into the off day on Monday. But appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for checking out the Bronx Nothing. We'll be back next week. Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you guys.
It's heavy. Famous love. Yeah, I gotta keep it trendy on my soul. I'm the most selfish person that I know. Here we go, down the rabbit hole. Got a couple carrots around my neck. Self-respect, when you out of line, you put yourself in check. They don't hear me, they don't hear me though. Cycles going round and round and round like a merry-go. Stay for truth, or fall for any old scenario. That's why I keep my circle smaller than a Cheerio. Cause this the company you keep. Stay woke, please don't get caught sleep. End up sowing what you reap. Know your worth, and don't sell cheap. The ghost is inside of me, can't take it out of me.